Good morning, everybody. Alright, so Evan and I moved some stuff around last night, very clearly. We're gonna go get some fuel for this at some point today, try and get it running. Got the guy that owns this bringing me the rest of the headlight switch, the dimmer, the ignition switch, and the windshield wiper switch, and anything else that we ordered. I'm gonna try and get this thing running here real soon. After that, all I'll need is a fuel pump, and this whole shebang should run, and we can figure out where we're going with that. And then, this gentleman didn't know where the motor came from, and I told him just to order parts for a 79 3/4 ton 4x4 Chevy pickup with a 454, because if that's not what it came out of, it's certainly close to what it came out of. I got plug wires, cap and rotor probably. I need to tell them that, I forgot that. I'm going to have them put the same Excel ICM in this that I put in my car. I love that thing. We're going to have to get them a spacer if they have room. I don't know that they have room. That may be why it doesn't have a spacer. I really like my open spacer. It works really good. Got alternator coming, water pump coming. Got a flash the valves. Just a whole bunch of minor stuff, and then I'm gonna put a wiring harness in it so that we don't have that. Cause no, just not doing that. Jaguar's still off in the sticks. The van is over here. We'll probably go look at that here in a second. But today I plan on getting into this thing mostly. They cut literally everything. So this is throttle cables, straight cut. This is throttle position sensor, probably straight cut. Nope, they didn't cut that one because it goes through. But they took this entire wiring harness down and they cut it. And they cut it here. And they just, in general, oh, there it is. There's the big one. That's the one I was looking for. That's what I thought. They literally cut everything. So I'm going to have to pretty much tear all these hoses off, all these connectors off, these extra hoses off, and just go through it because they fucked up good. Doing some research last night, good old Evan said that I should just pull it out of the bottom. I absolutely do not want to do that. That terrifies me to death. A lot of the reading I've seen, and quite a bit that I did last night, says that it's more than possible and it'll be perfectly fine to go out through the top. But we're gonna have to pull the intake manifold off. That is the easiest way to do it. I don't know what this catches or what it comes into, but I'm told that's the easiest way to get it in and out. And on top of that, I feel like I'm going to have to pull the intake manifold to get to these connectors that come through this wiring harness to go all the way over there into that cut plug. And it's going to be the same thing on both sides. And I feel like that's going to take me a while. I'm not real fucking thrilled about this. So if you're selling engines on eBay and you're just hacking them out, stop doing that. Like, take the time, charge a little bit more money. Don't do this, because this doesn't help anybody, and it really doesn't make you look good. Like, it takes no time to do that. That was sawed through. That shit's not cool. Now I gotta tear it all apart and figure it all out. See where the fuel line comes in at. Not there. Figure out where that's at and see if they cut it. But it's just a whole bunch of that kind of stuff. So Let's go out here and look at this one. Let's see what this one is. Alright, now back over here. I'd like to point out for anybody, not that anybody made any negative comments, but I'm sure it's going to come in the future. Me and Evan were picking fun at this yesterday. That's not because we're making fun of the customer. It's because I have the ability to fix it. And the guy that's bringing me all these jobs, whether they be his or his friends, they understand my attitude. And they get it, so it's fine. None of these vehicles would be on the channel if it wasn't for this guy telling me that it was okay. I'm going to have vehicles that you guys aren't going to see. Like, before this guy, none of the fucking cars were seen. But either way, these will be fixed. It's not a concern at all. EVC, disconnect there, disconnect there, disconnected there, disconnected there. Like, if you went through this and took your time, it really doesn't take that long. And my thoughts is if this is removable, this front balance piece, which we will find out if it is or not, that we will be able to pull this and pull the intake manifold like we're going to do on the one in there. So they're going to have to get an intake manifold gasket. But it should be pretty easy to get out. The pictures and videos I've seen online, they leave the transmission in. This will be the first transverse automatic transmission I messed with in a very, very long time. I mostly do clutches on them. So I'm hoping that it's true and it's just super simple to unbolt it and slide it this way and then come out. But we will find out. Pretty much other than that, we're just going to take everything and lay it to the side like we usually do. Power steering's going to come over. We'll take the intake off, which will clear up a bunch of room. And we'll move it over to the side with as much connected as possible. And we'll just slowly go through and disconnect everything. We're going to be putting an engine in with no intake and taking an engine out with no intake. So I'm going to get back inside and get to work on taking the other one apart. Because not only do I got to pull all the wiring out of it that they cut, we got to get ready to do the timing set so that we don't have this exact thing happening again. Not that you guys, there we go. There you go. So I gotta take off these two hoses, but that's pretty much it. This is how it's going to look when I stuff it back in the car, except for I'll have belts and all that kind of fun shit on it because I'm not doing it in the car. As much as I can get on it, back on it, it'll have on it. So now, is to figure out how to lift this thing. Only got about an hour into the teardown, and they've got 8 hours worth of my time, and I don't want to tell them to order something to help me hang it and waste more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a flat piece of plate that fits this hole, this hole, this hole, this hole, this hole, and this hole. I'm going to go get some bolts that are shorter. I'm going to bolt this plate to it. And I'm going to take another plate and weld a hook or a something to grab a hold of with my handyman, this guy right here, and then do some bracing and stuff. Of course, I won't weld it on the engine. That's a given, because this is a heat sink, and I don't want to mess with flat surfaces and stuff. But that's the plan. I will have 380 pounds distributed across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be perfectly fine. I've hung small block Chevys and fucking big block Chevys and big block Fords from way less than that. But this is the customers, and I want to be super safe. And I figure if I take the time and I make them out now, it'll save me time when I pull that motor out. And it'll save me time when I put this motor back in, because I'll already have the plate and it'll be done. So let me get to work on that a little bit, and I'll show you guys what that looks like when I make some progress. Alright, so what we need is a plate that'll fit this, that we can pick up the engine with. So over here, I have my favorite sheet of steel. Sorry, hiccup. And over here is the phenolic resin spacer. Or maybe it's aluminum. Maybe I was wrong. It just looks like it because it's got a gasket on it. Either way, throw that on there. You trace around it. You punch your holes. You cut it out. You drill your holes. You clean it up. You make sure everything fits. And you end up with your very own plate that fits the intake for a J35. Now we need to take a piece of steel and go across here with anything that'll hook up to that, and then make reinforcements and weld it all in and get it all done, and then go get some bolts, and we will be able to pick this engine up off the ground and get it off this pallet to do the timing stuff, and then put it back on the pallet to move it out. We'll be able to use this plate to pull the motor out of the van and to put this motor back in the van. I don't know how long it took me to make it. Looks like about an hour for just making the base plate. Probably gonna have another hour or two on the rest of it. But that's $75 versus waiting. And this is one of their only vehicles. And I will have it for later. So if I ever have to do this again to another car that has a J35, I already have a lift plate hanging on the wall somewhere that's ready to go. So I'm going to continue this, and I will let you know what I figure out for this center grab point. Alright, and that's what I came up with. The hook will go through the middle of it like that. And then this, draw a line straight down the middle of it. Get it something like that and get her welded on there. And where there is not bolts, we can triangularly brace it. I'm sure it would hold just like this, as most car plates do. But I like to build stuff overkill. So this is where we're at with it. Let's see what we can make happen. You end up with something like this. I ran out of welding wire, so I can't weld the other side, and I can't weld braces in, but it's okay. Come over here. We set it down like so. Obviously line the bolts up a little bit better, but something like that. And then boom. Boom. Yeah, boy. Alright, I gotta go get bolts, welding wire, and cut-off wheels with Evan, because he's gonna want that stuff too. And then we will continue on with the J35 pickup plate. Yay us. Woo! With some cross braces welded in to help support weight and keep it from deflecting and just be safer overall, you have yourself an engine plate for a J35. Will it work? I don't know. We're going to find out. The bolts the Tractor Supply had, the only bolts the Tractor Supply had, were way too long. So I went ahead and bought an absurd amount of washers, and we're going to do it that way. They'll still be equally distributed. So let's get this thing bolted down and see how it looks. Boom. That's what it looks like installed. Shove a piece of paper, toilet paper, in each one of the ports that doesn't have plate covering it. And now I've got it hooked up to my handyman. So let's find out if this thing will pick it up like this. Where's the hammer? Found it. That was my chain adjusting. I have it on a 4x4 up there. It ain't going nowhere. And just like that, shabam. Now I gotta figure out how to get that crank pulley off so that I can spin around and show you guys. But there she be. Not too shabby at all. And that is how you make an engine lift plate for a j35 Honda. When you're done with that, you can go down here nice and slowly. This is the same exact way I get the motor in and out of the race car. It's the same way I'm going to do things for a while. Just to be honest with you, I'm too damn Jewish to go buy a cherry picker. I'd rather go buy another come along that's rated for more weight, or buy a chain hoist, or something along those lines, and not tie up floor space in my garage. And just like that, put a little one click on it. Just enough to where it ain't gonna go anywhere. There she be. So that'll be it for that for today. But that's how we're gonna get that in and out of the van. And it's gonna be the same thing with the other motor. That's how I'm gonna get it out of the van. So hopefully that all works out relatively easy and it doesn't fight me. But if you have a random motor that you don't know how to pick up and you need an idea, there's an idea for you. Alright, on to the next project. Alright, let's finish this video right, even with it being 30 degrees outside. Here I got some stickers from some heavy metal buddies down in Atlanta. They sent them to me and they want me to stick them on the car. Specifically, that is what they're sent to me for. So I'm going to stick them on the car. And yes, I know that it is far too cold to be doing it, but they sent me multiple. He knows that they're printed on paper and we're not really worried about it. Evan, who is here, who will be out in a minute, works at a sign shop, and I'm going to send him with the other two to have them remade in vinyl that'll actually last on the car to put back on here. But let me get these on here and I will show you guys those. Boom, there you go, buddy. I know it's not out in the daylight, but you got your sticker over here. You got your sticker over here. And you were represented properly on the 460 Crown Victoria. Thank you very much for your support. If there's anybody else that would like to send me stickers that they would like me to put on the car, feel free to do so. I had these ones sent to me from a buddy. I had these ones sent to me. I had this one sent to me. I paid for these ones when Katrina passed away, but other than that, the rest of them have been sent to me. And the only other sticker I have on the car is the painless wiring harness sticker that's going to get replaced at some point, and a Vici. If you don't know what a Vici is, you're going to have to go look up that one on your own. So whenever Evan's ready, I will come out here and we are going to do a below freezing cold start. Alright. Well, I went to Tractor Supply and got the stuff for the j35 engine plate. I went and got 3 gallons of gas. I put this thing already running. Evan has not seen it start or run yet, which is fine. There's only 2 reasons that this thing shouldn't start. First off, it was out of fuel, so it's going to take a minute for my mechanical fuel pump to pick it up. Second off, that battery may be dead because I have shit fucking luck with Walmart batteries. But, either way, let's try this shit out. Ignition on. Voltage regulator on. Alright, let me go grab the jumper cables real quick. I'll hook her up to Evan's car to give her some assistance. Alright, can't give her too much grief. It is below freezing. Let's try it again. Once she starts, she'll run on her own. She just needs some help to start sometimes. Warm up for a little while. We'll get back to you. She's gonna let her get warm, but there's idle. She's decently warm enough. Here she be. Evan got his first view of the girl. Good old shitbox. What do you think?
Love it.
Alright guys. So I'm gonna go inside and dab, which that in itself is an accomplishment because the wife went to City Market, Tractor Supply, Ace Hardware, and Walmart and could not find propane for me to dab and ended up at Home Depot at like whatever time of night it is right now. So I got that going on. Dip Your Car video is coming out today, or is out, and I need to watch that because it's the first one of the year and I really like that series. But I am done. I am out of here. Tomorrow we are lowering that thing and I will catch y'all later. So have a good night. Bye!